In this episode of Gamer Report, a 5-year-old finds suggestive content on a used Nintendo 3DS. Family appropriate content? I think not. New Grand Theft Auto 5 screenshots have been released, meaning a few new pics to put in your GTA photo album. So IGN and GameSpot have announced what they believe is the best game of 2012. What is it? All that and more coming up. Good day, fellow YouTubians. This is funnyeehn back with another episode of Gamer Report, your weekly lowdown of stereotypical 1950s TV fathers. Son, you shouldn't do that. Of course, I meant to say gaming news. Oh, and real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know about my second channel. It's going to be for other content that may or may not be related to this channel. To find out more, click on the link in the video description. Good for you, sonny boy. So speaking of fathers, one dad had a very unpleasant experience with a Nintendo 3DS. According to 9 News, a 5-year-old by the name of Brandon Giles received a refurbished Nintendo 3DS from his dad for Christmas. Well, after playing around with the device, Brandon found 9 pornographic images of 2 people in bed. Brandon then asked his brother to help him erase the images. Whoa, that is inappropriate. Turns out that the 3DS came from a GameStop. And of course, the father called them about it. In response, GameStop said that it was likely because the data wasn't wiped properly, and that situations like this happen rarely. I hope you guys have a better excuse, cause if you don't, my belt and I may have to visit. I just hope that that 3DS was cleaned properly. Now last week, I spoke of the whole Steam controversy with the War Z. You know, where the game was advertised as being finished, but wasn't, and caused drama, and yada yada yada. Well, the creator of the War Z, Sergey, sent an apology letter in response to the controversy, saying things like, quote, "I became arrogant and blinded by the early success and quick growth of the War Z," and, quote, "There wasn't enough presence of the development team on forums." At this point, the apology letter has done little to sway people. Many see this as a marketing ploy, and that the email didn't sound genuine. You know, it is important to be genuine. As you can see, I'm always happy. But how do you feel about the issue? Does the whole War Z project piss you off, or could you care less? Now, speaking of zombies or undead things trying to kill you, Dead Space will be implementing yet another interesting feature. Supposedly, besides the basic voice controls through the Kinect, Dead Space 3 will also register swearing. Whoa, kids, I will have none of that swearing. Sorry, but you know what's gonna happen. I mean, seriously, it's a game based on jump scares, so obviously you're gonna get scared. Well then, I guess I'll have Belty and a bar of soap waiting. Anyway, I'm not sure how many people will actually utilize this feature. For me, I do have a Kinect, but if anything, I'm probably gonna get Dead Space 3 for PC, if anything. And my guess is that if you swear, most likely Isaac will move out of the way of a necromorph or something. I mean, what else would happen? Well, maybe Wes, this Isaac character, will take off his belt and beat the creatures. You know, I really think you have some issues with that belt. Weston, we don't talk about those things. In other news, Diablo 3's player vs. player mode is being stalled. More specifically, the team deathmatch feature didn't reach Blizzard's high standards due to things like improper class balance as well as repetitive gameplay. Repetitive. So, Blizzard dropped Team Deathmatch and is looking to develop a new PvP mode. Now, what I found most interesting about this article is that there is still content coming out for Diablo 3. Most people I know, including myself, haven't played the game since its release. I thought it was a good game, but it wasn't fun enough to replay the experience, I think. Good for you, Weston. Did you know that watching electronic screens rots your brain? I don't know about that. Weston, don't question me. So, as I mentioned earlier, here are the new screenshots from GTA 5. We have a character swimming with a shark, Franklin driving with man's best friend, the Beatles' yellow submarine, fighter jets and a zeppelin flying in a city, and our 3 main characters gather together. Since when do beetles own submarines? No, not like little insect beetles. I'm talking about the British band The Beatles. That, forget about it. You'll find out in the 1960s, so that would be what, 10 years for you? Anyway, GTA 5 will be coming out for Xbox and PlayStation in spring of 2013. And finally, I recently checked out GameSpot and IGN to see what they considered was the 2012 best game of the year. And actually, both sites named the very same game, which is the PS3 exclusive Journey. Now I really want to play the game, but unfortunately I don't have a PS3. You know, I'm getting really tired of all this video game nonsense. You know, you should go out and play with your friends. No thanks. This is the digital age after all. Sounds like you need to be taught that this is the listen to dad age. Anyway, what do you think was the best game of 2012? Alright everyone, well that wraps up this week's episode of Gamer Report. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you think that stereotypical 1950s TV dad needs to get help, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for more content. And until next time, this is funnyeehn, signing out. Aha! I took away your power, the belt of authority. What are you gonna do now, Dad? I don't know. I just feel so lost. What do I do now? Well, I think you should look into more productive forms of discipline, like the use of negative consequences. Negative consequences? What does that mean? That sounds too hard. Give me my belt back.